What's up, YouTube? This is Yoke coming at you with another deck profile. This deck I brought to the Calgary Regionals, and unfortunately I didn't do overly well, but that's because I drew really bad hands, and whenever I sided in to go against my opponent, I never actually saw a single one of the cards, which was heavily unfortunate. And throughout the entire tournament, it wouldn't have made any difference whatsoever if I wouldn't have sided at all, which was quite brutal in the fact that even with one, I sided in 9 cards and never saw one of them, which was really brutal. But anyways, I'm gonna go into the main deck. I play the Mythic Rulers, so it is mandatory to see one of each of the 4 amazing rulers. And being that they're getting a whole bunch of new support now, so they'll be quite popular now. Yeah, so the one of each of the 4 dragon rulers. And then some of the one-ofs that I play are Debris Dragon, level 4 tuner, Blow Up Bulb, and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And then here's some of the 2-ofs. Here's a 2-of that I play, which is Double Eclipse Wyvern. 2 makes it show up a little more often. So, and then of course for my Mythic engine, I run 2 super rare Beast King Barbaros, and then double Mythic Tree Dragon, and a play set of the Mythic Water Dragon. Absolutely love this card. And then for the rest, the rest of my monsters, what I play is the Blue Eyes engine, which gives you 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 2 super rare White Stone of Legend, and finally, for my last 2 cards, 2 super rare Flamvell Guards. That's all the monsters that I run for the deck. I like it. It can be inconsistent at times, but overall it's definitely a nice deck. And then for the rest of the deck, I don't play any traps in the main. I just play spells. And so my first one is the First Ed Ultra Burial from a Different Dimension. A play set of cards of ultra rare Cards of Consonance. 2 Dragon Shrine. 1 Gold Sark, double MST, 1 for 1, because you got lots of level 1 tuners, and a lot of the times it doesn't matter if you discard 1, because you're just going to be using a lot of your stuff for banish fodder for your rulers anyway. 1 Regeki. Unfortunately, I only ever saw this once, and I didn't need it because I had enough of a field presence that I didn't need to use Regeki, which was quite unfortunate, but yeah. And then a single copy of Snatch Steal. I only ever saw this twice. I saw it once against a 6 Sam player that I was playing against, and once against a Bujin player that I played against. And it just kind of wrecked them for the duel when I played this, because for the against the Blue Jin player, I snagged the Yamato, and then against the 6-7 player, he had opened up with a bad hand, and he just set a monster to protect himself, and I Snatch Sealed it, which was kind of awesome. 1 Soul Charge. This was pretty poor in the tournament, because whenever I drew it, I didn't have enough life points. I either didn't have enough life points to play it, or if I or my opponent had too much of a field presence, that if I were to have played it and he had a response to whatever the monsters I had on the field, I'd be screwed. So yeah, Soul Charge unfortunately wasn't great at the regionals this time around. And then I played 2 copies of Trade-In, and then 3 copies of Upstart Goblin, which is really good because the Upstart Goblins were one of my first choices to side out, which was pretty good, and it makes the deck so much more consistent too, which is nice. And that consists for the main deck, and then going into the extra deck, 1 level 5 Synchro, 1 copy of Armadius, and then a level 9 Synchro, which is Azure Eyes, Silver Dragon, and then Crimson Blader. Those were the main ones that I went into most often for my Synchros. And then some XYZs, 1 copy of Felgrand, 1 Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, and 1 Heretic Sun Dragon, or whatever it is. Yeah, the Heretic Sun Dragon. I played double Draco Sack, but the thing is that I never ever went into it because my other rank 7s were just smarter to go into. And the duel that I was gonna play Draco Sack, I ended up bringing my opponent's life points down to 0 before I had a chance to play Draco Sack. So yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. And then I played a single copy of Big Eye and a single copy of number 74, which is, I never got to use number 74 because I never needed to use it because there wasn't really an opportunity to use it. And then I played number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. This is the card that I went into the most often for rank 8s because it's just way OP. Well, not way OP in terms of being able to get over anything that you need to get over, but being that you don't have a 107, I mean, not a 107, a Galaxy Eyes as a material, you don't get to use like half of its effect, which is unfortunate. And you deal half battle damage with it too, which is brutal, but yeah. Then a copy of 107, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. I never actually used this card. I was thinking about running it at 2, but I'm glad I didn't, that I only ran it at 1, because it made room for other stuff. But yeah, I never got to use it, like I said, and yeah. And then a single copy of Scrap Dragon. So this enables me to do rank 8 plays, so I can like synchro for this. I can get Glow Up Bulb or something like that on the field. Special summon a Dragon Ruler, synchro for Scrap Dragon, pop something on the field. Special summon Mythic Water Dragon because it's an Earth, and then overlay into a rank 8, and then attack, which is really cool. And then for my second last card in the extra deck, I ran a single copy of Star Eater. I can go into it 2 different ways, which is cool. And then for my last one, I ran a single copy of Stardust Spark Dragon. That concludes my extra deck, and then going into the side deck, I ran, the only monster that I ran in my side deck was Thunder King Ryo. And this card I currently don't have anymore because I needed to give it back to my friend because he needed it for a trade after the tournament was done. So this card was supposed to be Fairy Wind. And then I ran 2 copies of Light Imprisoning Mirror. This was good against it's good against Bujin, which I played it against the person I played Bujins against, and it's also good against Light Sworn and Burning Abyss as well because their XYZs are light. And then I had, let's see here if I can actually pick this up. Yeah, sorry about that. A play set of Mistake, good against Quilloff, Cleafort, whatever, how that ever is pronounced, and Necros. So it did me well. And then double Royal Decree for any trap heavy deck. And then Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, Burning Abyss, Shaddolls, like anything that runs dark. And then double Skill Drain, because all the dangerous stuff. And then double Vanity's Emptiness. That was also in my side. A lot of people question why I run Vanity's Emptiness in a deck that special summons a ton. But, like, in reality, I'm sure you guys could pick up from my main deck. I can get rid of Vanity's Emptiness basically whenever I want. Like, if I just want to sit on my hand for a while and, like, wait for my, wait to pick up something really good to pull off a whole bunch of combos, I can do that, and I can just activate something like Cards of Consonance or Trade In or do something. There's a few things that I've got in my deck that that would be able to get rid of Vanity's Emptiness off of my side of the field. But yeah, so as an overall, I think the deck is pretty decent, especially if you draw really, really well. So guys, I'd love to hear what you guys think, how I should build it better and stuff like that. Yeah, so please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, thanks for watching. Yoke out.